Well, hello, Greenland Hills. I find myself on this September 11th again in the sanctuary. Sanctuary, originally in Latin, means simply place of holiness. It is the place where God is presumed to reside, or at least the place closest to where we can come to holiness. And of course, over time, even in biblical language, sanctuary begins to come to mean a place of refuge and safety. Perhaps because the world outside of God's presence is so full of chaos and destruction and death. Many people 24 years ago on this day needed sanctuary, sought sanctuary. I can remember exactly where I was, as many of us can. I was in ministry at Highland Park United Methodist. I was awakened to NPR, as was my custom, and listening to the news, and then, of course, turned on the TV and then looked at my wife and said, I think I need to get to the church. Because I knew that many people here, miles and miles away from the immediate threat, would be seeking sanctuary. This became even more poignant yesterday with two shootings, one in Colorado and one in Utah. These are tragic events brought about by different causes. We know not what, different intentions. And I can tell you that there's no class in seminary which teaches you how to deal with these situations. The world seems to be unraveling around us. And perhaps more than ever, we need to come together as sacred community in a sacred space, in sanctuary. And perhaps more than ever, the world needs to hear what we have to say. Violence in any form is abhorrent. It is, by definition, not sanctuary, not the place of holiness. Martin Luther King understood this. Mahatma Gandhi understood this. Many people understand this. What I think people fail to understand, many in leadership and power across the spectrum, is that until there is peace for all, there will not be peace for one. It's easy when you have power to think that you can protect yourself and create a sanctuary and push all the other things out. The problem is, in this world, there's no perfect sanctuary, and power, earthly power, eventually fails. So we have to all come together. We have to somehow learn how to coexist. And that begins with listening and hearing. It begins with empathy and compassion on all sides. Anytime we demonize, anytime we dehumanize, we erode that journey towards peace. We erode the ability to achieve safety and peace for all. So my heart and my prayers are with you and with all those who have lost life, lost dear ones, including the family of Charlie Kirk, including still the families of those who lost life a month ago to floods, those who lost life in two mass shootings, both recent and all the way back to Sandy Hook and Columbine and Saugus and others. The world needs to hear what we understand about the gospel more than ever. And that needs to start with what's known as nonviolent communication. It needs to start with not casting blame, not looking for someone to accuse, but for us to listen intently, for us to be vulnerable and share our experience and state our needs and make genuine requests of others without making demands. People are hurting on both sides of this issue, on both sides of the aisle, as they say. And we need to listen compassionately and hear their pain. Because I guarantee you, once their pain is heard, they will be more apt to hear what we have to say. In the meantime, I hold all of you in my prayer. Know that I am here. If you would like to talk, you need to unpack something, or you just need to cry. You have my email, you have my cell phone. I hope to see you in church on Sunday as we continue to grapple with what it means to be faithful disciples, as we continue to grapple with what it means to be emissaries of love and peace and good news. I hope you will come to find sanctuary in this sacred space with this sacred community. In the meantime, my genuine prayer for you, each of you, is the fullness and abundance of God's grace and the safety and assurance of God's peace.